Hey guys, figured I'd make an update for Aion Retail for the NA servers about the server merger. They did come out with a forum thread with questions and answers on what is going to happen with the server merger. So I'm just going to go through this real quick with you guys. I'll leave a link below on the forum so you guys can let NCSoft know what you guys feel or what you think about the server merger and how you feel about them handling it. Personally, I'm not too happy about it. I know a lot of other players are very negative about it. Some are even threatening to quit retail for 100% for good because of it. Um, I'm just gonna dive right in. So this is a FAQ section that Kibbles put up about common questions people are asking on the forums. What's gonna happen with the server merger? First, what is gonna happen? Let's start right here. Actually, question: my character is on Callum. What will happen to me? Characters on Callum at the time of the merge will keep their character name and housing. If you have Asmodean Elios characters on the same server after the merge, you will be unable to create more characters until only one race is present. So, for example, if you have Elios on Denaria and Asmos on Calam and they merge, both of those will be on your account, but you will not be able to create characters until you delete one faction or the other. I've known players that have dealt with this before. It is very frustrating. People really don't like this. It really hinders progression if you are trying to make more alts for events that you need a lot of alt characters for. It really bothers a lot of players that like to play both sides. It's not the best solution. I know a lot of players are really upset about this as well. So there's not much we can do about, unfortunately, but basically you can only have one race on the server before you can create new characters. So either you're going to have a lock on how many characters you can create, or you're going to have to delete one of your factions. Moving on to the next one. These Q&A apply to Denaria server only. People are asking, I can't create a character. Why is that? What gives? Character creation on Denaria has been disabled during maintenance for accounts that do not already have characters on the server. This will last until the server. The reason they're doing this is a lot of people that are coming over from Calam are trying to jump on the Denaria server real quick and trying to save their names, which I don't blame them for trying to do that. Some of us have been playing with the same character names for over 12 years. Losing your character name can be a big hit to your reputation, and it just doesn't feel good. So I don't blame you guys for trying. I'm not too happy that they put a character lock on DN to try to prevent this, but for now you can't make new characters on DN. What happens to my character name? Character names on Denaria will be randomized, and affected characters will receive a name change ticket. Names are first come, first serve. So if you are on Denaria server, our names are all going to be randomized. So when you log in, your character is going to be like a bunch of random letters and numbers. And unfortunately, when your character name is like that, it limits features that you can use in the game, such as creating groups or applying for groups. When people go to try to invite you to groups, it gives them errors. It creates a whole bunch of issues. I'm not going to get into all of them right now, but this kind of not a good feeling. This is really not a good feeling for the player base. We don't want to have to fight for our names that we've been using for 10 plus years. NCSoft, I hope you come up with a better solution to this, because this is not favorable to the player base. Next question is, what happens to my Legion name? Legion names on Denaria will be randomized, and Brigadier Generals will receive a Legion name change ticket. Names are first come, first serve. Again, we're going to be fighting with people that are going to try to make troll legions, stealing the old Legion names and everything. It's going to be another disaster. I can just say that right now, and I guess we'll have to deal with it as it comes. Let's just keep moving on, though. I have non-studio housing, what happens to me? This means if you have an actual house, mansion, estate, or a palace. During the merger, your non-studio housing will be forfeited, which means we will be losing our housing. And you'll be refunded the bid price you purchased it for. So whatever you bought the house for, or the mansion palace, they will refund that amount. If you were one of those people that won one through an event, you will just get the default pricing. So for example, if you won a palace, whatever the default pricing for a palace is, that's what you'll be compensated, which is not much Kina these days in retail. So I know a couple people that own palaces, they are furious about this, and NCSoft, you really need to look at another way to approach this, whether it means open up the other locked palaces that are in the area that you haven't unlocked yet, or creating a second channel maybe for Pernon to fix this. That will have solved all the issues. Like, you could have had housing in channel 2 and housing in channel 1, so it doesn't overlap, but what do I know? I'm not a game developer for Aion. Some or all of your deployed furniture may be undeployed during this process. It will still be available for deployment. So that means any furniture you have, I'd go and take screenshots, put everything back in your inventory, go through, make a short video, frap a video about your furniture. Make sure you write it down in a memo pad or something. Make sure you guys keep records of what you have, just in case it magically disappears during this process, because I know some of the stuff that I've obtained over the years you can't obtain anymore, and if I lose that, I am going to be irate. I am not going to be happy. I know most of you are not either. You will lose any custom wallpaper or flooring. This one, personally, I hate. I really hate this. I have, those that have seen the housing that I have for my characters, they have unique wallpapers that were BCM items that I paid real money for. You cannot obtain half of them. Like, they have not put them back in the stores for years. And same with some of the flooring. We haven't seen these items in the game for years. So NCSoft, how are you going to address this? Are you going to update your BCM and re-add them? Are you going to add some type of NPC that sells it for Kina? This is a major blow to the player base and for your veteran players that have been playing for years and have spent money on the game. I really hope you guys address this. Additionally, you'll receive 250 guest blooms. For those of you that don't know, the guest blooms have been kind of glitchy and not updated for a long time. So, and there's some guest blooms that players have that they have not done the final gather from to keep these. And the fact that these are going to be gone now is just devastating. I mean, we're losing some guest blooms that can't be obtained anymore. So that's another cosmetic item from the game that's just going to be gone and not reobtainable, and that again is devastating. Housing auctions will be disabled for the maintenance of 721 until 728 until the merger, so we can no longer buy or sell houses during this time. What about housing auction and maintenance fees? If you had a bid on a house with no previous owner, you will be awarded the house during the maintenance on 8/4. If your non-studio housing was in the process of being auctioned during the maintenance on 8/4, the auction was canceled with no winner. The house will be returned to you. You'll be refunded the auction fee via in-game mail within 1 week. Additionally, all non-studio owners will receive Kina to cover 4 weeks of maintenance fees. This will be mailed out within 1 week. So even though we've known the server merger is be coming for almost a month now, we're only going to be compensated for 4 weeks of maintenance fees. Personally, I feel like that is not enough. Like me personally, I've owned the same housing on my main character on retail since housing has came out, and only receiving 4 weeks of maintenance fees and only being compensated what I originally bought for when Kina was really not worth, was worth a lot more back then. I'm not going to get much for my housing. This is very disappointing to me personally. I know a lot of other players that feel the same. I have a studio house, and what happens to me? Studio housing is unaffected. So if you don't have a house, estate, mansion, palace, you're unaffected by the merger for losing your studio. What happens to my items in my inventory, personal storage, housing storage, and pet storage? These items, including Kina, will all transfer to the new server with you. For housing storage that was undeployed due to the switch to studio housing, you will need to redeploy it to access your items. So they're claiming that we will keep the furniture, but once again, I'd take screenshots of all your furniture just to be safe in case something gets screwed up. What happens to my items in the account warehouse? Items in the account warehouse and denarii will appear in the account warehouse in Callum. Any overflow will be treated like normal inventory overflow, where the items populate as others are removed. No items will be lost. Account warehouses are race specific, so as Alios and Asmodean characters on the same account will have separate warehouses if they occupy the same server after the merger. So that one's not a big one that we have to worry about. Hopefully no items get duplicated. Hopefully no one exploits this. Does anything happen to my Luna Black Cloud coin, unlock cubics, or transformation? Luna Black Cloud coins are account-bound currencies and will not be affected. Cubics and transformations unlocked account-wide and will not be affected either. What happens to my mailbox? Mailbox and its contents will transfer with the characters. Purchase store items on the Black Cloud delivery tab will not be affected and still be claimed by any eligible character on the account. What happens to my GP rank? GP will be unaffected by the merge. However, the GP ranks are scheduled to reset as on 8/4 marks the end of the GP session. For more information, visit here. There is no hyperlink here, so I can't click there and go there. I'm guessing that's a page Kibbles is still working on. If there is any change to the server merge date, the ranks will still reset on 8/4 as they are not technically part of the merge process. What happens to my Arena of Harmony and GP season progress? 8/4 is the end of the season. The rewards will already have been distributed by the time the maintenance begins. Progress earned during the 2 hours between the season end and the merge maintenance will be lost. Are there any special events or bonuses happening around the server merger? Post-merge, all players on Callum will be able to enjoy the following buffs for a period of 2 weeks from 8/4 till 8/18. 400% XP, 200% drop rate, 200% crafting rate, 200% AP. So that's basically all I have for on this. Again, me personally, I'm not a fan of this. I'm very unhappy with the way they're handling some things. I don't want to lose some of the items that will be lost during this. I don't want to lose my housing that I've held on to for what feels like forever. But unfortunately, this is the way NC West has decided to handle the server merger. Like I said, I'll leave a link to this topic below, so you guys can let NCSoft know how you guys feel personally about it. Again, I'd take inventory of everything you have on your characters, all your cubics, all your furniture, everything that you have that might magically vanish during this merger. That way, once the merger is done, we can send in tickets and hopefully get these items restored. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about this, and make sure you do go over to the forums and let NC West know how you feel about this. This is the final merger of Aion. This is the last two servers being merged together. So usually this is not a good sign for a game, online game. But let me know in the comments below. Like the video, share it to your friends, and as always, I hope to see you guys in game.